ownership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh, land and eat. Laugh, land and eat. Your weekly seat. Let's go.
Laugh, land and eat the podcast. We are excited today because one of our contributing regulars, Justin Neal, your lovable Justin Neal from Minnesota, he is giving us a view of the what's it called? The American Mall in Minnesota? No, what's the mall called? I knew it was something like that. The Mall of America. So it's not like the Malling of America, like a bear in Minnesota. No mall.
Double L.
All right, that's interesting.
Is that a roller coaster behind there?
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, Gabe. So it's got a splash park? There's a splash park? Yeah, there's a splash park. There it is. Does it have any shopping stores like Brookstone or anything like that?
You name it, it's here.
Everything's there.
Yep.
I know. So we have some repeat guests on the Laugh, Learn, and Eat episode today. We have the one who set the record last year for being on the show twice in one season, one and only Wes Costello. How are you, Wes?
I'm still honored about that, Fobby. And that new intro for this season is straight fire. I mean, so well done. Love it.
Thank you. That took a lot of time because we had to pose Justin for the right pose to be on that frame there for us. His agent paid a lot of money to have him on the promo, right, Justin?
It's worth every penny. It's an investment, probably.
All right, so listen, guys. This is a fun episode that we've been doing. It's called Ask Fobby Anything. I may or may not know the answer. I'll be honest about it. If I do know the answer, you'll get it. If I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. And if it's something that crosses the line, anything that implies any criminal things that I've done in the past, then I'll have to take the fifth. It's very simple rules, nothing major. And I don't name names, so we live by that rule, Justin, right? Whereas, what's it called? Snitches wear stitches.
So close. As usual, so close, Fobby.
So close, all right. Something like that. Look, English is second language for me. Don't make fun of me. I know you're from Minnesota. Be cool, dude. All right, so look. We got Gabe Gillen, my buddy in crime. We got Wes Costello. We got Justin Neal. Everybody's here. So anybody want to start the questioning off, or do we just kind of like walk into it? What do you guys want to do? I can pick straws.
I'll go first.
All right. We have a winner. Let's go, Gabe.
So, Fob, you travel a lot, right, for work, right? Let's say you're on a plane with somebody, and the person next to you.
Oh, no.
How would you explain the mortgage business to this person?
Oh.
And would you lie just to keep it short?
I would lie to keep it short because I don't want to talk to them.
You have to. How would you explain the mortgage business to somebody who doesn't know anything about it?
So here's what I do, Gabe. This is my trick. I take my shoes and socks off. And Justin knows this about he's closing his eyes.
I've flown with you. You didn't do that next to me, thankfully.
No, I respected you, you know what I mean? But I know, I like to get comfortable on an airplane, you know what I mean? And so someone normally wanting to know any questions about me will probably refrain from asking any questions once I start untying my shoelaces. But in the event before that happens, and they say, "Hey, what do you do?" And I would say mortgage business. I would just let them know that we provide financing for homes for consumers throughout the country. It's pretty simple. It's a straightforward process, and the most common product that people use is a 30-year fixed loan, and it allows people to build equity in a property while making monthly payments on it.
And then there's sleep. So,
I'm sorry, Wes.
And then there's sleep, and you don't have to worry about questions anymore, right?
So this is a true story. I was on my way to Orange County, California from Dallas. It was a connecting flight. And this one lady started talking to me, and I actually act like I fell asleep, so I wouldn't have talked to her. It was like I was polite for like 12 minutes, and I was like, I'm done. I can't have energy for this. So
Did that stop her?
I think so. I think she just, you know what I mean? Like, who knows, whatever. Anyway, does that answer your question, Gabe? Did I do good?
That was I think you explained it like to a fifth grader, right? That was good.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna like? Especially if they don't know mortgages. I mean, I can't get into the nuances of it, right? They just want to know what I do.
Depends how long the flight is, but yeah.
Oh my! So hold on. I know I'm not supposed, but would you explain them in detail?
No, I would
think I have
probably do
3 hours?
something similar. I would probably do something similar.
All right, Mr. West, how about you, my friend?
Yeah, I've got some. So this podcast is called Laugh, Lend, and Eat. I watched some of your episodes. They're great. Not a lot of talk about food on the ones that I've watched. So I want to bring some of that. You are of proud Pakistani heritage. What is your favorite authentic Pakistani dish? What would you recommend
Ooh,
to somebody that said, I'm
question.
going to eat Pakistani?
Yeah.
Where should I go? What should I eat?
So it just depends, but if you're asking me, right?
Mhm.
I like street food. So I love street food, and there's this black pepper chili that they make with chicken, and I just had it the other night. By the way, I found this restaurant that just started making it, and it's pretty close to home. But yeah, it's called chicken.
What's the spice level?
So I don't know what everyone else's spice levels are, but I like to feel like. So here's the cool thing about Pakistani food. Since we're discussing Pakistani food, right? You know how like Mexican food or even Thai food, right? You eat that hot pepper and like all of a sudden everything goes up in flames. Pakistani spice is very slow and it does a slow build, and so you could be eating it for like 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and also it just starts like the sweat just starts oozing out of your body. Like what just happened? And you cross you cross this unknown line. But the spice level I prefer probably is about a 6 or 7.
You gotta do this when you say that.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah. So, but I would do chicken karai with the naan. I would do the black pepper, not the tomato version of it, because they do a tomato version of it as also, which is not bad, but the black pepper version is way better. Wes.
Black pepper curry chicken?
No, chicken karai.
Chicken karahi. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, man. No. And
I
by the
want to
way,
know how you spelled that, Wes.
KHARHI, I think. Karai. KHARI. Karai. But yeah, and just FYI, on February 5th, we do have a world famous chef, JJ Jameson, coming on the show from Miami. So he's on the Food Network. So he'll be coming on here to talk about food.
Making me hungry.
All right, Justin from the mall.
I'm taking myself off on mute because I'm in the food court here, so food's very fitting. But I have a question. Are you a podcast guy? And if so, what's your podcast of choice on those long flights with the yappy person next to you?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I do listen to a lot of different podcasts. I think it's really weird, but I like recently I've been listening to a lot of that lady Mel Robbins. Her podcasts have been really good. In the past, Jay Duran from Culture Matters. That's always a good one. He's a friend of mine as well, but his podcasts are very thoughtful. There was another guy, and I can't think of his name right now, but I was listening to it. He wrote the book called Story Brand Telling. I cannot think of his name for the love of me. It's one of my favorite books also, but it's Story Brand Telling. If you never read any book, read that book. But he's got a wonderful podcast that tells you how to brand and market and really tell a story. Like when you're selling something, create the story behind that item. Don't just sell the item, create the story so people can actually be part of the story. It was a really turning point in my career.
I've got a follow-up question then. How do you bring storytelling into recruiting?
Yeah. So you, first of all, I think, any one of us can answer this question, not just me, but quite honestly, as a recruiter, you can't be the hero. So your candidate's got to be the hero, first and foremost, right? Then you're going to tell the story of the company. You know what I mean? From the origin of the company. I mean, and Wes Costello is here, so I mean, we got Cash the Keys, which is a great chapter in the Animax story. So we open up that chapter, we go down that road. But the point being is, I'm just a sidekick. I'm just showing you all the things. We're not here to save you. We're here to add to your story as the hero of the story. That's the number one thing that recruiters have to understand. Once you can get that across and really just keep your yapper shut more and listen more about what they're actually looking for, they'll tell you exactly what they're looking for. Good follow-up. Was that good for you, Justin?
That works. I like it. I accept that.
It was a very serious question, man. I was expecting something more different from you, John. You let me down, Justin.
Oh, just wait. I've got some stuff.
I'll lighten it up here too for you, Fob.
Good, buddy. Go ahead.
So you love music, right? We all know that. Everybody who knows you well. So if the mortgage industry had walk-up music like baseball does, right?
Yeah.
So what song would they play when Fobby Nagmi enters the room?
Yeah, so that's great that you asked, because at Pacific Union, we had walk-up music when we used to get our trophies at the President's Club. So the
How
first,
you got a couple of those?
Yeah. So the first year I did Will Smith, Get Jiggy With It.
Okay.
And then obviously I did Metallica's Sandman.
Enter Sandman.
I just thought that would just be too cool. Like, you gotta just pump Sandman in the Dominican Republic at this restaurant. I mean, I wasn't the only one who did it, but it was cool music. But I think anything hard and heavy.
Cool.
I think there's that new song that I used. I would use by 50 Cent that I really love, which is PIMP. I love that. I think that'd be a great walk-up song.
Did you say that new song?
It's not new, but for me it's new. I didn't know that was Jay-Z or not Jay-Z, but 50 Cent singing that. So I like that song a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think as long as it's exciting, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine like a boring song, like I don't know, like a sad love song like Air Supply or something? As you're walking,
would be depressing. Be depressing.
What would happen like if that was would that be weird? I think this is a good walk-up song right here. By the way, I think this one right here. I think any one of those kind of things like that, something that gets people excited.
Right,
even
cool.
Wes was dancing to that. Did you see that? Wes was
little head bob.
Wes must have moved there, man. I'm proud of you, Wes. I hope people watch this on YouTube. You know what I mean? By the way, go check out our YouTube channel, Laugh, Learn, and Eat. It's an amazing channel. Subscribe to it, like it, tell your friends about it, leave reviews. And you can see Wes bobbing his head to Chuck Brown, Bust the Move. All right, guys, let's keep this moving. I like this.
So this is my question. It's a prelude. So what famous closer used Enter Sandman every time he came in the game?
Mariano.
Yeah, Gabe, you got to know this.
What was that?
Yeah, Mariano Rivera.
Oh, I wouldn't. I was thinking Virginia Tech, because Virginia
and now
Tech,
Fobby Nagami.
But Virginia Tech has that for their football team as well.
A lot of people use it now. I think they play it at like a lot of football games. And
then actually, Metallica was just playing Virginia Tech last summer, and obviously they did it at their stadium, so it was actually pretty cool.
So, my question is, and I know you're gonna estimate all here, how many pictures of your dog Sammy do you have on your phone?
Let's see. If Sammy's 14 years old, and I took 100 pictures a year, right? Just we can figure that out, like
at least
1,500. I don't know. Not enough. How's that? Not enough pictures.
Can I ask a follow-up question real quick?
Yeah, man.
How many pictures of your wife do you have on your phone?
33 years of marriage, one picture a year, about 33.
It's true.
I think I got 33 pictures of you and me together in my phone too, Fob. That doesn't mean we should get married, but I'm just saying I think we got pictures in our phones.
Yeah, but the thing is, like my wife, she doesn't like to smile. And with my wife also, because I love talking about my wife on my podcast, because she never listens to this podcast. I can say anything I want, right? But like, she inspects all the pictures, and if she doesn't like it, she's like, delete that, No, delete. And then she wants me not only delete it, but she wants to make sure that I remove it from the trash file. She figured out that I could actually save files and do things with them later on, undelete them. Sammy doesn't do any of that, Wes. Sammy's just like a free-for-all, free-flowing creature. You know, he's like, yeah, whatever, kiss my ass, keep the picture.
If he saw those 1,400 photos, you know, he might be a little creeped out, though.
Yeah, I think Sammy does. I will say one thing, though. So it's interesting you say this. I don't know. It's just, you know how dog owners get, right? But lately, when he sees the camera pop up on the phone, he literally walks away. I don't know what that means. Like, has he figured out that, I'm taking pictures of it and embarrassing him on the internet? I don't know. But yeah, what a good question. Justin, you want to follow that up, or what do you want to do? You want to pass?
I'm gonna get back to business. What makes a branch manager recruit genuinely scalable versus just a strong personal producer? So I want to build a team, or I'm just good at what I do. How do you decide which is which?
So you just tripped up on something that I was just saying to somebody else the other day. Is that I am, Gabe, I probably haven't told you this, right? But I am getting kind of tired of making top producers managers just because they have the production. Right? I mean, we do that.
Say it louder. Fobby, say it louder for people in the back.
Yeah, I mean, we all know it. I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like, it's just, you're getting a top producer and that's it. I mean, it's great. Nothing wrong with having a top producer. But the skills required to be a top producer are actually opposite of the skills required to be a good branch manager. So they don't always work in hand. So I think, Justin, really the answer to the question is more like, have they grown before? Do they have a track record of growth? And what kind of growth was it? Can you show the growth? You know what I mean? Or is it that, I see it all the time where people say, I want to have a branch and I want to do this, but they've never done it before. And it's like, if you've never done it before, then how do you know you're good at it? And I'm sure somebody will take a chance and 1 out of 100 will work out great. But overwhelmingly, it doesn't work that well. And the mortgage industry is living proof of that example. We're literally just always like, imagine who was the coach that won last week? Who was one of the football teams with the LA Rams? Who was that guy's name? Sean McVay?
Yeah.
Imagine him going up to his quarterback, you know what I mean, and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to have you be our coach next season for the quarterbacks. I don't want you being the quarterback anymore. That's literally what we do with the top producers. Like, hey, go be a branch manager now and stop producing. So I don't know if that answered your question or not, Justin, but you know what I mean? I think just be cautious. Just cautious. I think that's the best way to proceed.
I think what they're really saying is, I want to make more money, or I don't want to originate the rest of my life. Like, those are the two things they're really saying.
But Gabe, don't you think, like, as a company, if we're going to do that, then we need to also create a program to create managers?
Yeah, there's got to be training, leadership training, like management training, 100%.
Right? So, like, okay, you're starting here today with us, and then you want to be here by 10 months from now, but let's take those incremental steps so that we don't drop you and make you look like an idiot.
Right.
Because that's the other thing is, like, when a branch opens, if it doesn't work out and they close, it's a negative scar on the mortgage company as well. Because now you have an exit.
And without that training, their production, which is what they're really good at, is going to drop, right? It's going to be in exchange for trying to learn and fumbling through it.
And then they're going to start blaming the company. Yeah. Underwriting is too hard. Pricing sucks. I don't have the right technology. And those are all the things that that they're going to be doing to find that way to exit and justify their exit. So it's a really, really difficult thing to walk on, but you actually just honestly you learn it by doing it, and you'll figure it out what works for your company and what doesn't. That was a good question, Gabe. What do you think, huh?
That was good. Yeah. No, I mean, Justin keeps going with these real deep questions. You know,
you can tell he's trying to recruit. He is a recruiting student right now. He's trying to absorb.
But the sweater vest gave it away. I saw it.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think? I mean, about his question. I mean, would you allow a top producer just become a branch manager just because of their production and one man shop?
No, I mean, it can be a goal, right? It can be there can be a path towards it. but I think it'd be irresponsible just to do that, right? If I'm supposed to be their leader, their mentor, someone helping them get to a better place, improving their life, then it would be irresponsible to do it without a plan. I think it's always good to have a vision, a goal to where to go, but without the plan, it's gonna be a bad experience,
Yeah. And I mean, look, you're already in the mall, so how much more of a bad experience do you want to give them? You got pizza smell, burnt pizza, and whatever, Cinnabons, and kids climbing all over you, and they're like, "Hey, come work for my company." Is this where you meet your recruits, by the way? Is this how you get them?
Yeah. We share a Cinnabon together. That's the best way to get to know someone.
Now save the receipt so you can get reimbursed on that Cinnabon, okay? You want that $5.99 back, okay?
Oh, don't tell me twice.
All right, let's keep the questions moving along. Who's next? Gabe, you're up.
Sure. So this one's a little bit more serious, right? But it kind of leads from what Justin just asked. I think part of that is there's egos involved, right? With people wanting to do those things. So what do you think is more dangerous to our business, the mortgage business, fear or ego?
I'm always going to go with fear.
Yeah.
But here's the cool thing, and this just happened about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago. I kind of think that fear and ego are actually twin brothers or twin sisters, twins. I really do feel that more and more now. I don't think they're separate as we like to think they are. I think fear needs ego to stand in front of it and take the hits because it's afraid to take the hits.
That's
right.
Good.
But ego needs somebody to protect. And so fear is that one person that always says, "Oh, if we don't do this, if we do this," so ego is the one that's out there being the bravado and that kind of stuff. But fear is the one coming up with all the things not to do or to avoid. But I do feel like it's a very symbiotic relationship between the two. It's not separate anymore in my mind. But
I didn't think you were gonna answer it that way. I thought I was gonna throw you for a little while.
That's why this episode is called Ask Fobby Anything.
I'm gonna step it up for my next one.
Now, Wes, I asked him a question last night, right, Wes?
Program specific question? Is that what you're talking about?
I did, right? And you answered it perfectly. Now, I know you're supposed to ask me questions. How many questions come on our Cash to Keys chat line? Have you ever monitored, done a number on that? That'd be a great number to talk about.
Yeah, it's not a huge number. 15 a week, maybe 20 if we have a mastermind that day. That tends to spur another 20 or 25.
Like it's more than that. I mean, what am I getting another one? Is there?
It's more than that. I think Wes.
You can start answering them.
I think Wes gets mute. I think on the chat. I think that's what's going on.
I actually circle Wes. I'll highlight Wes. Hey, Wes, please answer this. You know what I mean?
There's actually only one today so far, so Wes is probably right. When it gets hot, man, it hits, and it's like, oh, people wake up and say, oh, I got questions.
Yeah, the other one, Jen asked me the thing about, hey, can we do this on a foreclosed property? Now I knew the answer because you need an appraisal, right? But I was just like, I don't know. What if Cash to Keys does work on foreclosed property? So I threw it in there.
So they let the appraiser in.
Well, no, they winterized it in Chicago, so it would have been no go. So Wes, you're up for another question?
Yeah, so let's get a little more serious. Fobby, what led you
the second question was not serious?
Well, Gabe was goofing off a little bit in the beginning, but we reined him in, and he's psyching everybody up for his next question already, so I can't wait. So I'll go quick. Falling Forward.
Yes.
What led you to write that specific book? What was the event?
Wow. What was so I don't know, man. I don't know what was the single event, but I will tell you that it was Brad Lee from Lightning V2, whatever that company that he found. If you guys know Brad Lee and whatever that podcast that he does, speaking of the podcast, by the way, so a really good one, whatever it is, Bullets or whatever he does. But him and I were talking one day, and I was on my pity pot, talking about all sorts of crap that went wrong in my life. And he says, okay, Fob, you lost all that money. How many years have you been thinking about this? And how much money have you lost thinking about that? And I know that was the moment that I knew that I was going to finish that book. Like that book had been kind of working and working and working, but it was that moment that kind of said, okay, let's get this thing over with.
How long was the book working? Were you working on the book?
About 3 years. Because I remember specifically telling the editor, Candy, that my writing style had totally changed from the very first page to the last page. Like it was a totally different style of writing that I was now doing. So it wasn't like it was just because it had taken so long to finish it. That everything had kind of like I had different perception, I had different realities, you know. It goes back to that thing that I always feel about that there is no absolute truth, because the minute my perception changes, my truth can change. So it's always changing and it's always evolving, and my writing style changed. And I could definitely see it and feel it. But I don't know if there was a single episode that said, oh, I have a book inside of me. I don't know if that ever happened, Wes, but I knew that I was writing these articles for these magazines, and it seemed to kind of be flowing into that, hey, there's a book in here somewhere. I think that really was what led up to it.
Well, when you write a book, I mean, you told your story.
Mm-hmm.
What made you say, hey, yeah, this is the story that's...
I didn't say this is a story. Candy Zalowski is the one who I told her, please, I called her, I'll never forget this. I called her the day before it was supposed to be published. I said, Candy, I can't do this. Don't publish this book. Literally said that. Do not publish this book. And she had to calm me down and say, no, this book needs to be published. You have a great story to tell. Let's do this. This is not going to, I mean, you've told the story in a really good way, Fob. But it was left up to my own devices, going back to fear, Gabe. My fear would have absolutely never let that book go out. Never in a million years.
So maybe, Gabe, fear is more dangerous than ego.
I've always felt that. I mean, because fear will hold people back from, living their best life. Even guys who think about this, even guys who are crazy and do all those crazy, reckless stuff, right? They're really doing that because a part of them saying you can't do it. And so inside of the internal clock is saying, the internal voice is saying, prove me wrong. And so they go bungee jumping or whatever. You can never see me on a bungee rope, no matter how bad my fear gets. Do they have bungee jumping in the mall? They do, don't they, right?
It's right by the Sbarros.
Oh, my God.
In the Panda Express.
Let me get this straight. You have pizza, and then you do bungee jumping.
Yep.
What's wrong with Minnesota? What's wrong with you guys?
You can also choose Panda Express and then bungee jump. It's your choice.
Either way, it's not a win-win combination, Justin. I'm just letting you know.
It depends if your glass is half full or half empty.
Speaking of that, do you have another question for me?
I've got one. I'm going to keep it a little light now. So what's a movie that, late at night you're just surfing the channels and you're trying to go to bed, but you're like, oh, what's a movie that comes on that you now are like, now I got to watch the whole thing?
Yeah, Goodfellas.
That was a quick answer.
I just can't.
You see Joe Pesci, you're like, we're up.
I cannot unwatch Goodfellas. Like my wife is like, I can't believe you're watching that movie again. Like this is the 10,000th time that you've seen the movie. And,
you got a favorite quote from Goodfellas?
Not really. I have a favorite scene. I love when he says when he shows up at the door at his house with his new mafia clothes on, and his wife and his mother says, "You look like a gangster." I love that scene. I love the scene where they take the postman and they put his head in the oven because he delivered the mail about the kid not showing up at school. Love that scene to pieces. Love it to pieces. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Gabe, that's a good way that we could get recruiters to back down off candidates that we're looking for is find some people to show them hot ovens.
Yeah, we got to bring the 3-piece suits back.
Yeah. So Goodfellas is definitely up there. I don't know if I have any other movie that really gets me like that. I just finished watching the entire Game of Thrones 8 seasons again.
Oof.
You did round two, huh?
Yeah, that was like 4 months of my life. Like, I don't know how long it took, but I kept on doing it. And it felt like one of those marathons, like, okay, now I just got to finish it. You just kind of started randomly and innocently like, oh, it's the first episode. I'll see this before whatever that new show, that spinoff's coming out. And next thing you know, you're watching like season 3, episode 14. You're like, oh my God, the Queen, she's back, Westeros.
So I watched it for the second time in the gym without my phone in my hand. I learned so much more that I had missed the first time because I was on my phone half the time.
Hold on, you're just listening to the show?
No, I was watching on the treadmill, like on my phone.
Oh,
so I couldn't be on my phone. So I caught a lot more that I missed.
Interesting.
No, I read something the other day that said Matt Damon said that Netflix movies, they instruct them that they need to reintroduce the plot 4 times throughout the movie because people are watching it at home and they're usually on their phones distracted doing something else.
Oh. So you know what? That's a pretty interesting, because I find myself doing that, Gabe.
I do it all the time. My wife's like, "Are you even watching this?"
So
yeah.
I guess the point is like, are we as a society losing attention, or are we just that bored?
I don't know. It's a problem.
What do you think, Wes? Do you do that? Do you like watch TV and get on your phone at the same time?
I've never watched a movie on my phone. The thoughts never occurred to me.
No. You're watching a movie on the TV.
Oh.
You got your phone. Like if there's a sports on, and maybe you're checking a score, but like then you take it further, and you're just on your phone.
Well, and
I watch movies so infrequently. But yeah, I mean, sure. Usually I'm working, right?
Guys, I think my wife heard me talking about her. She's calling me from
watching something on TV.
My next question's about your wife. Let's put her on. She can hear.
No. She can't hear this show.
First time on the podcast, right?
Now she's calling me, Fobby. Now she's calling me.
You can answer it. You can answer it.
No.
But here's the other thing, though. Go back to that. Like, I'll actually watch YouTube videos while I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
What the heck's that about? Like, I was questioning my own self, Gabe. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, there's a lot, apparently.
But then the other thing I'll do is like, I will investigate something. So, like, I'm watching that show Rome from HBO from 20 years ago. So I'll like, how accurate is this episode? How accurate is this? Did the guy really die like this? And so I can find out things about the show while I'm watching the show. Maybe that helps. I don't know. What's the question about my wife?
So your wife's out of the country right now. She's back in Pakistan, right?
Yes.
Not to share too much personal stuff, but what are you learning the most while she's away about running the house all by yourself and all the responsibilities?
You know the answer to this question already.
But Justin and Wes don't. And the rest of your followers.
That's not fair that you already know the answer.
Answer the question, Fobby. Answer the question. You asked for the questions.
Ask Fobby anything.
So I don't like grocery stores. That's for one thing. So I'm having to go to the grocery store and shop, which is really like, I didn't realize how much work goes into keep running a house.
I didn't realize how little you do.
So let me tell you about my father. When I was a kid,
let's just listen to Justin. Make sure we go back to this so he doesn't just skate out.
I want you to fully understand the DNA. So that's what
take us back.
Trauma.
The trauma. 1964.
No trauma. We're like moving from one house to another, and the only thing my dad would do was pick up his shoes, put them on, and move and get in the car. And so that was my role model growing up. So the fact that I actually put dishes in the dishwasher is like a one step up from where my father came from. So
it's an evolution.
It's an evolution in process. No, but I mean, look, my wife does a lot of work. I didn't know that. I mean, it's not like I haven't been alone before, but this time it's been kind of different because it's like all of a sudden there's no kids. You know what I mean? So everyone's older. Sammy's a little bit older. There's more, feel like more responsibility on me this time around than it before. And I'm not used to that. Like
I'm a phone call away.
I'm always just used to working. Like when you work for a guy named Gabe Gillen, all you do is work 24/7. Otherwise, you get these like, you know what I mean? Like you find out
keep you distracted. I don't want you being. I don't want you being wife sick.
When you're 100 miles behind the curve, you're like, oh my God. So it's like I just work. I work all the time, and so now I'm like working. And I made salmon last night, honey glazed salmon, just for the record. Yeah, dude, with some Asian salad. And I forgot some kind of rice thing, but it was like, and then my son says, "Oh, the salmon is too sweet, too much honey." And I said some choice words that I'm not going to repeat on this show to him.
Some of the blame Trader Joe's because you just picked it up from the takeout.
No, I made the sauce myself.
Oh, okay.
I literally had ChatGPT give me the recipe on how to make the honey glaze sauce, whatever, on top of the salmon.
So next time, can you make it sweet, less sweet?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put hot pepper in it and make it like a black pepper chicken karahi, but it'll be salmon karahi. All right, Wes, I think we're coming up to the last question here. So we're coming up at the 35-minute mark.
Call me up when you're making chicken karahi. Fobby, what's your craziest New Year's resolution ever?
Oh, dude, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I don't think
the craziest goal ever.
I don't.
You're like, I'm going to do this, and you look back and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking?
Honestly?
Or you're embarrassed to admit?
No. Doing this podcast 6 years ago was the craziest thing I ever thought of doing. I mean, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I'll be very frank with you, okay? If I had known it was going to be like, it's going to mushroom into what it's turned into, I would have never, ever done it. I'm being very honest. I've said this before. It's nothing new I'm saying. Like, because we're type A personalities, so it's not like good enough just to do something mediocre, right? So you got to like go all in. And the amount of time it takes to get the production right and do everything with quality and make sure the guests are good and that kind of stuff, come up with funny episodes, something new, it's just, you want to make sure you still have a life. So I would say probably the podcast was probably the craziest goal, believe it or not. Crazy. I mean, I think that was probably it. And then the very first episode with Barry was absolute disaster.
I get it. So it's hard. You're doing hard work around the house for a change. So now you're making us ask the questions. So it's easier on you.
See, you
well played.
You wanted a break.
You connected it. You connected the dots. See, this is why this guy's you're a genius, man. This Cash to Keys is no fluke. I can see it. By the way, Gabe, I asked Wes one time, I said, so let me get this straight. Joe P comes to you and says, I got this idea. We're going to give out money for nothing. And you said, okay, I'll draw it up now. That's pretty much how Cash to Keys came out, right?
It's easy. When someone says go and do that, I'm your guy.
It's like giving Justin your credit card while he's at the mall. Just let him go.
Well, what's really been bothering me is the picture behind Justin's head.
I think it's
like Justin's hair, like Justin's hair almost like matches the thing that. Now look, some poor guy's on our show eating pizza and he doesn't even know he's on our show. That's not even
get that form signed, Justin, before you leave.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna put him on a bungee jump. He's gonna puke out all the dough right in front of everybody. So anyway, guys, this was a nice episode. You guys have been terrific with the questions. This was really, really fun for me. Obviously, if you guys have any more questions, you can ask each other, right? Because I'm done answering these questions.
You're off the hook.
I'm off the hook. Everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Wes, we have one more episode. You're gonna tie your record again.
All right. Talk some Cash Keys. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll try to get you maybe March, April, somewhere now. February 5th just got booked up, so that one date I had for you last night's gone already.
Wait for the buy now, sell later express.
That's timing's going to work perfectly.
It's going to be something worth talking about.
What's that called now?
Buy now, sell later express.
Express. Is that like a road ride behind Justin?
The show's over. That's for another time.
It's what we in the biz call a teaser.
Oh, buy now, sell later express coming at you guys. All right, hang tight. Let's get out.
Talking leadership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh, land and eat. Your weekly scene. Let's go.